Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Code Mind. Today we will discuss the part 5 of Wipro coding questions, and from today onwards we will start array concepts. In Python it's known as list. Also at the end of this video I will take the doubt question. So let's just start with today's video. So our first question is, we need to print like this. So what is that? Input we have taken the 3. Here the 3 means the test case is 3. First test case, second test case and third test case. And here 5 is the number of the numbers in the list. How many numbers we want in the list, that is the size of the list. So this 5 denotes the size of the list, this 4 denotes the size of the list and 6 denotes the size of the list. Same when we start writing the program, first we see what's how we need to take the input. So same here, we have taken the t, which is your 3, the test case. Up to 3 times we need to iterate the loop. So we have taken the loop from 0 to 2. It will iterate from 0 to 2 up to t times, that is t minus 1. Why we have taken underscore here? If we can take like for I in range of t, no matter, because this I variable has no use here, that's why we can take here underscore. We can take the underscore as well. That's why we have taken the underscore. Now in this question, what we want the output? So we want in this particular list how many numbers are even number that we need to write. So 2. 2 is your even number and 4 is your even number. So there are 2 even numbers, so we have printed the output as a 2. Another one, this is the another list. So how many even numbers are there? So there is only one even number, 32. So 1 is the output. In this list, how many even numbers are there? 66 is an even number, 88 is an even number. So there are 2 even numbers. So the output is 2. Same we need to print. So we have to write the program. So what's the program? We already have taken the number of how many test cases we have taken. For those many times we are iterating the loop. So n is equals to int of input of, this will take the size of the list, that is in the first case it will take the 5. L is equals to list of map of int comma input dot split of. So this is the way of taking the list. Already I had told you how to take the two variables using a map function. Like if you want to take x comma y is equals to 2 comma 5. So to take this one we have to use map function, map of int comma input of this one input function dot split function. Split, why? Because these are splitting with the space, we want to take with the space. So same here, we want to take in the format of the list. So when we want to take in the format of list, means more than one variable like 1 2 3 4 we want to take in the list, so we have to use the list here. Okay, so we need to take the list here. After taking this list 1 2 3 4 5, for I in L, I in L means here I in L we are not taking any range value. If we have taken the range value, then it means that we have to work with the index. But here we are not taking any range value, directly L means we are working with the values directly, not with the indices. For I in L means I contain first 1, 2, then 3, then 4 and 5. Okay, if it in this case I contain 65, 67, 32 and 21. But if we had written I in range of some condition, then it would have taken the index value that will run from 0 to n minus 1 or 1 to n minus 1. So in every case it will run like 0 1 2 3 or 1 2 3. But in this case it will take the values in the L. So taking that value, I contains first 1. So 1 is divisible by 2, that is 1 mod 2. If it is 0, then the even count is equals to plus 1. Initially we have taken even count equals to 0. When we will check with the mod with 2, if it is divisible, then we will increment the even count. And after completion of all these one, we have printed the even count. Then we will again iterate for the second test case, and similarly we have taken the n, here the n is 4, then the list we have taken 65 67 32 and 21. For I in L means I will be 65, then 67, then 32 and then 21. So 65 is divisible by 2, no. So it will again go for I in L, that is 67. 67 is divisible by 2? No. So again we will take I in L. 32 mod 2 equals to 0? Yes. So now EC is, which is 0, it had incremented to 1. Then 21, again it will take 21, mod 2 is 0? No. Again it will go, then there is no element in the list, so it will come out and it will print the EC, which value is 1. So in this similar way it will go for this one as well. Okay, next question, same. See here, in this question we have taken the test case t is equals to, see here, t is equals to int of input of, we have taken the 3, same as the previous one, no difference. In this question same, we have taken the size of the list, size of the list, size of the list, same. We have taken iterating the loop, we have taken the n value, and we have taken the list value. What's the difference between the previous question and this question is this: initially in the previous question we are printing only the number of the even numbers which are present in the list. In this we are also printing the odd numbers which are present in the list. So both for that we have taken even count equals to 0 and out count equals to 0. Same for I in L, if I mod 2 equals to 0, then even count equals to 0. If this is not satisfied, then else condition will be there and out count plus is equals to 0. And in the last we are printing the even count and odd count. When this whole loop is completed, then we will come to print the even count and odd count. So 2 space 3 will be printed. Second one, for the second test case, again it will go here and again it will take the n value, that is 4. Again it will take the list value, again it will compare and then increment the value of EC and OC depending upon the number of the even and odd counts are present in our input list. Okay, next question. So in this question, in this question, what's the input and what the output we want, I will tell you. First the test case. Okay, then in this question we are taking the two variables, like two variables value. One is n, that is the size of the list, that is 5 is the size of the list, and 4 that will be placed in k. Same here, t is equals to 3 we have taken for the number of test case, and we will iterate the loop for 3 times. Then 5 comma 4 we are taking n comma k. Okay, this is the function map of end comma input dot split, where n contains the 5 value and k contains the 4 value. Okay, so here what we are printing, so n equals to 5. 5 means the number of the elements in a list. We have taken the list, that is 1 2 3 4 5. Now we want to check that the elements present in a list are divisible with this k element or not. If it is divisible, then we are printing that particular value. Which value is printing, which value is divisible by that particular value, that is the second value we had given. So same thing what we have written, instead of divisibility by 2 we are checking, now we are checking with the divisibility by the k. What's the user demands the divisibility, like what's the number I want to check for that number is divisible with any of the number in the list. Like 1 is divisible by 4, no. 2 is divisible by 4, no. 3 is divisible by 4, no. But 4 is divisible by 4, so we have printed the 4. Same case, previous one we are checking for the even, so we are dividing it with the 2, but here we want any value we can check it, that to be placed in the variable k. So that's why we have taken here the k variable, k in which it the list to check that the any list value is divisible with a particular value k. If it is divisible, then we want to print that particular value in the output screen. For example, 4 is the list size of the list, so we have taken this is the list. 2 with the divisibility, like any element of the list is divisible by 2 or not. 65 is divisible by 2, no. 67 is divisible by 2, no. 32 is divisible by 2, yes, so 32 is printed. 21 is divisible by 2, no, so it will print the next line. That's it. Simply here also 6 comma 11 we have taken the 6 comma 11, n contains 6, that is the L is equals to list of map of list contains this value. See, in the last case n is equals to 6 and k is equals to 11. Now list contains the 77, 66, 55, 88, 99, 23. This is the list value for I in L. Now I in L means I is 77, then 66, then 55, then 88, 99 and 23. So if I mod k is what? 6. Sorry, k is your 11, n is 6, k is your 11. So is 77 is divisible by 11? Yes. So print that value. Print that value means 77 will be printed. Then again I will be incremented. I will be your 66. Is 66 divisible by 11? Yes. So print that 66. Then 55 is divisible by 11? Yes. Print that 55. 88 is divisible by 11? Yes. Print that 88. Then 23 is divisible by 11? No. It will comes out. No. So it will not enter into this one. It will again go to for the next iteration. But here there is no element, so it will comes out of the loop and print the new line. Okay. If here it is the element like 19, so again it will check that 19 is divisible by 11 or not. If yes, then it will go inside the if loop. If not, then it will again go to the loop, that is for loop, and increment to the next element in the list. Same one is the version of this question only. Like if there is no element which is divisible by that particular element, no, not in this question. This is next. Similarly, version of this question, yes. So in this question we have, like in this question we have printed all the values which are, in this question we have printed the all the values which are divisible by a particular k value. Okay, like 4, 32, 77, 66, 65, 88, 99. But in next question only the maximum value we need to print. For example, here the only one value is there, here only one value, it's okay, but here is 77, 66, 55, 88, 99. So what's the maximum of this? 99. So we need to print only the 99 in the next question. That is the next question. See, same we have to take the number of test case, which is your 3. Then we need to take the n, that is the size of the list, and 4 to check for the divisibility. Element in the list is divisible by that particular element or not, which is stored in k variable, that is 4 or 2. So same, only the thing we need to check is we need to print that maximum value only. So same, we have taken n comma k, we have taken the list element, and after that what we will do is we will convert that list into a sorted order in the descending order. So to sort that we use an L dot sort. List is there, so we want to sort that element, so L dot sort is a function to sort that list. But L dot sort will sort in the ascending order, but we want descending order because we want the maximum. So we will write the reverse is equals to true. Now this whole will return the list in the descending order. For example, in the first one, 1 2 3 4 5, it will return 5 4 3 2 and 1. In the descending order it will give you. Now we are taking the one by one value, that is now L contains 5 4 3 2 1. So I also contain 5. Is 5 mod 4 is equals to 0? No, it is not. Is 4 mod 4 equals to 0? Yes. So it will print the 4 and it will comes out of the loop. Now a second iteration for the second test case, that is for this test case it will go. After getting the values, it will not check for the any other, like after getting the 4 it will not check for 3 2 1, it will not check for anything else, just it will print that 4 because that's the maximum value and it will be break. Hope you are understanding, because we have already sorted the elements of the list in the descending order. That's why we are not checking for the rest one, because the rest one will always be the smaller of this one. That's why we are not checking of this one. At whatever step we got the element which is divisible by k, so we will directly print to that value and we will break that loop. Okay, hope you got my solution. I will just trace this one once again. We have taken it in the list. N contains the 6 and K contains the 11. Okay. So L dot sort reverse equals to true. It will sort the element in the descending order. So what will be the descending order of this list? 99, then 88, then 77, then 66, okay, then 55, and then 23. So first this is the list value contains. So I contains 99. Is 99 is divisible by 11? Yes. So print that 99 and come out of the loop. Why to come out of the loop? Because all these elements are smaller than 99. So there is no use of checking all these because we need only the maximum value. That's why we will come out of the loop. Hope you got my solution. Next question. In the same next question, if there is no element in the list which is divisible by a value in the k, then we will print the -1. So here I want to give you the concept of the else for loop. Now everyone knows the if condition and else block. Okay, else is for this if 1. But now I want to give the else for the for loop. Okay, now I want to give the else for the for loop. This is the else for the for loop. This is for loop and this is the else for this for loop, not for this if loop. For this if loop there is no else, but this else is for this for loop. So how it works? Okay, how it works, see, if this loop is terminated naturally, like if this break never occurred, means like this break had never been occurred in this scenario, then this else part will be executed. Like if this loop has been terminated naturally, then only the else block will be executed. If this loop is not terminated naturally but manually by using a break statement, if this loop is terminated, then this else part will not be executed. So I will trace the program and I will show you how. So in the previous question we are very much clear that how this 4 is printed. Okay, we are very much clear. See, this 4 is printed 4 mod k is equals to 0. Okay, not 4 mod 4 is equals to 0, so print 4. We are and break that loop. Okay, so else block will not be executed because break is working, so else part is not been executed. I will trace the program. See, we have taken the t equals to 3 for the first test case. We have taken n is equals to what? N is equals to 5 and k is equals to 4. Okay, 5 is the size of the list. 1 2 3 4. L contains the 1 2 3 4 5. L dot sort of reverse. Now L contains what it is? 5 4 3 2 1. Because L dot sort reverse equals to true, it will sort the list into a descending order. Okay, now for I in L. Now I contains the 5. Is 5 is divisible by 4? Is 5 is divisible by 4? No, it's not. So the condition is false. It will not enter this and if block, and it will again increment the value of I, which is 4. Now is 4 divisible by 4? Yes. The condition is true. It will print the 4 in the output screen, and then break had worked. Means this for loop is terminating because of this break. So else part will not be executed in this case. Now the next iteration, where is the next test case, t will work. So 3 2 test case, second will work. Now t will become the 2. Again we have taken n is equals to 4 and k is equals to 7. Okay, list contains 65 67 32 and 22. L dot sort of reverse equals to 2, then it contains 67 65 32 and 22. Okay, this is the list contain. Okay, so now for I in L. So 67 divided by k. What is k? That is 7. Is 67 divided by k? No, condition is false. It will not enter to the if block, and it will increment the value of I, which is 65. Is 65 is divisible by 7? No, condition is still false. When the condition is still false, it will not enter to the if loop and it will increment the value of I, which is 32. So 32 is divisible by 7? No. Condition is false, it will not enter into the if block and it will increment the value of I. Now 22 divisible by 7. Is 22 is divisible by 7? No. The condition is still false and I is incremented. So there is no value of I present in the list. Now list is empty. So this break didn't work in this condition. So when this break didn't work, so else block will be printed and print -1 will be printed in this case. Hope you understood why we are printing -1. That is, if no element in the list is divisible by the k, in this case which is 7, then we will print the -1, and to show how it works, we have taken the else loop, else block for this for loop. So this is the else block for the for loop. Okay. Next question. Next question. This is the doubt question. Um, in previous video, this is a doubt question. In C language, I made this video. So in this question, we want the GCD of the two number. So first number is 12 and another number is 24. So we want the GCD of 12 and 24. That is 12. We all know how to find the GCD. So I will directly jump into a program. So see here, we have taken the two variable and we have taken the n1 and n2. So n1 contains the value 12 and n2 contains the value 24. Okay. Now we are iterating the loop I is equals to 1, I is less than equals to n minus n1 and I is less than equals to n2 and I plus plus. So we have taken the iteration I equals to 1 and I will run from 1 to this smaller value. This I should be less than 12, less than or equals to 12 and less than equals to 24. So we don't know which value is smaller. N1 can be smaller or N2 can be smaller. That's why we have taken the AND operation, means I will run from 1 to the N1 or N2 which is smaller. So in this case N1 is smaller, so it will run from 1 to 12. I will iterate. Okay. So see here, this is a if block. N1 mod I is 1 mod is N1, that is 12 mod I. 12 mod I is equals to 0. Yes, this is true. If N2 24 mod 1 equals to 0. Yes, both the conditions are true. So GCD of I, so GCD contains what? The GCD contains the value I, which is 1. See here, if is there, if block contains only one statement, there is only one statement, so it is not necessary to give the block for this if condition to satisfy, to state that there is only one statement. If there is one statement inside the if block, then it can be placed without the curly braces. So GCD of I we had placed. Okay. Now I is incremented to 2. Okay. Now I is incremented to 2. Okay. I is incremented to 2. Now 2 is less than 12, 2 is less than 24, condition is satisfied. Now 12 mod 2 is equals to 0. This condition is true, and 24 divided mod 2 equals to 0, the condition is true. Then again I will be given to GCD, that is, now GCD contains the value 2. Okay, here it is not double equals to. Double equals to is for the checking the equality. Single equals to means assignment. Now here the assignment is taking place. Okay, so here we are taking the assignments. Okay, now I is incremented to 3. When 3 is less than equals to 12, 3 is less than equals to 24, condition is satisfied. Now 12 is divisible by 3. Yes, 24 is divisible by 3, condition is satisfied. Now I is given to GCD, that is 3. Now 4. When 4 is there, so 4 is less than 12, condition is satisfied. 4 is less than 24, condition is satisfied. Now N1, 12 divided by 4, Yes, 4, 12 is divided by 4 as well as 24 is also divided by 4. So GCD contains the value that is 4. Now it will be incremented to 5. 5 is less than 12, 5 is less than 24. Condition is satisfied. Now it will go inside this loop. So now 12 is divided by 5. No, condition is false. When one condition is false in the AND case, it will not check for the second one and it will not go inside the if block. Now GCD value will not be changed and it will retain the value of 4 only. Now directly the I will be incremented to 6. When I will be incremented to 6, is 6 is less than 12? Yes. 6 is less than 24? Yes. Now 12 divided by 6 condition is true and 24 divided by 6 condition is true. Now the GCD value is directly changed from 4 to 6. It will not be changed from 4 to 5 and 5 to 6. It will directly change from 4 to 6. Okay. Now again the I value is incremented to 7. Now 7 is less than 12 and 7 is less than 24. Condition is satisfied. Now is 12 is divisible by 7? No, condition is false. It will not check for this one because of the AND operation. There is no any further request, like if the one condition is false, it will never check for the second condition in the AND case. So I of GCD will not be executed and it will directly from here it will increment the I value to 8. So 8 is less than 12 and 8 is less than 24. Condition is satisfied. So 12 is divisible by 8? No. Condition is false. Condition is false. So it will not go for here and again increment to the I to the 9. It will I to the 9. Okay. It will go for the I to be 9. Now 9 is less than 12, 9 is less than 24, condition is satisfied. 9 mod I, that is 12 mod I, 12 mod 9 is 12 is divisible by 9. No, the condition is false. So it will not give the GCD value, I value to the GCD. That is the GCD value is retained to be 6 only here. Okay. Now 10. So in the same way 10 is also not 12 and 24 are not divisible by 10. So it will increment to 12. Is the 11, 12 and 24 are divisible by 11? No. So GCD will remain the value to 6. Now the I value is incremented to 12. Now 12 is less than equals to 12, condition satisfied. 12 is less than equals to 24, condition is satisfied. Now 12 divided by 24, condition is true. Now 12 divided by 12 is condition is true. 24 divided by 12, the condition is true. Both the condition is true. So it will go inside this if block and the GCD is changed to I, that is the 12. Directly from 6 it will convert it to 12. Again it will go here and it will increment the value of I to be 13. Is 13 is less than equals to 12? Condition is false here. So it will comes out of this loop and it will print the value of GCD of 12 and 24 to be your 12. So finally the retained value of GCD is 12. So our output is 12. Hope you got the solution. Thank you. I had given the link of whole playlist in the description box. Also check my videos MCQs on Python and C. It will also help you a lot in your preparation. I will give the channel link in the description box where you can find all my videos, and do like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.